भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees who assembled for today's session. I welcome all of you for today's Gita Pravaha session. Yesterday we began the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita and we saw the first 30 shlokas. In these 30 shlokas, in the first 10 shlokas, Arjuna accepted Krishna as his teacher. So far, Krishna was Arjuna's friend and driver, charioteer, but Arjuna said, I am confused about my duty. Now I need your guidance. I consider myself your disciple. I accept you as my guru. Now you remove this dharma sammodha within my heart. Remove this confusion about my duty. Then Krishna smiled and immediately started enlightening Arjuna on Atmagnan, or the nature of body and soul. In essence, Krishna spoke to Arjuna about the eternal nature of the soul and the temporary nature of body. As we have seen yesterday, body is never alive and soul is ever alive. And Krishna described several qualities of the soul. And he also said that, my dear Arjuna, you and me and all these kings always existed. We are all eternal. So when somebody dies in a battlefield, only the body is getting destroyed, but the soul is eternal. All of us always existed. So in short, Krishna is eternal, we are eternal. He is spiritual, we are spiritual. He has no birth, we have no birth. He has no death, we have no death. He is Sachidananda, we are Sachidananda. Does it mean that he and we are same exactly? No. Very important point. Prabhupada highlights this. You, me, and all these kings eternally existed, but that does not mean we and God are same. We and Krishna are same. Krishna is omnipotent. Krishna is omniscient. Krishna is omnipresent. Means he has all potencies. Do we have? No. Omniscient means he knows everything in every nook and corner of the entire creation. Do we know? No. Then omnipresent. Krishna is present everywhere. But can we be present everywhere at the same place, same time? At the same time, can we be simultaneously present everywhere? Not possible. He is the maintainer of all. We may maintain ourselves maximum and few other people, that's all. But he can maintain all the planets and all the residents of all the planets. And is full of knowledge and bliss. But sometimes we become ignorant, we become sad. But he's always blissful, always knowledgeable. His knowledge is never covered by ignorance. And but we are godly. We are similar to God in quantity, not in quality. Sorry, we are similar to God in quality, not in quantity. We are qualitatively similar to Krishna, but quantitatively different from Krishna. If we are like small drops of an ocean, Krishna is like huge ocean. If we are like small sparks of fire, Krishna is like huge fire, right? Yes, fire spark can emanate heat and light, and big fire also can emanate heat and light. But there is a difference in the quantity of heat and quantity of light, right? So Krishna is infinite, we are infinitesimal, but both are spiritual, right? So with this prelude, let us enter the next session, next section. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes Atmagnana in the second chapter as the first section. Later he speaks Sakama-Karma and Nishkama-Karma. In the next 35 minutes, we'll discuss Sakama-Karma and Nishkama-Karma. Kama means desire. Karma means action. Sakama-karma means an action that we do with a desire to enjoy its result. We have an attachment to its result. We want to enjoy the fruits of our results, fruits of our works. That is called Sakama-karma. Then what is Nishkama-karma? Nishkama-karma means you perform your duties sincerely, you fulfill all your responsibilities sincerely, but you don't expect any result. You are not attached to the result. Whatever result comes, you are neutral. You have responsibility, but your responsibility is accompanied by detachment. But Sakama Karma means you responsibly do your work, but you are attached to the result. You are attached to enjoying the result. So Krishna speaks these two things today. So let's begin with Sakama Karma. In the first 7 shlokas, 2.31 to 37, Krishna talks about Sakama Karma, working for enjoyment. You work with a desire to enjoy. Krishna says, Swadharmamapi vekshya navikampitum dharmadhiyuddhat shreyonyat kshetriyasya na vidyate. Swadharma refers to the duty one is supposed to perform according to one's position. In this context, Swadharma is Arjuna is supposed to fight as a Kshatriya. That is his Swadharma. As a Kshatriya prince, he is supposed to fight in this battle of Kurukshetra and get his share of kingdom, rightful share of kingdom. Navikampitum in performing your Swadharma, you should not get confused. And on top of it, dharmadhi yuddhat shreyo anyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. For a kshatriya, there is no better thing than to participate in a dharmic war responsibly and get the right share of kingdom. Or even if you fail also, no problem. You are doing your duty. In your duty, even if you fail, no problem. But yadrichaya chopapannam swargadvaramapavritam. But if you die in this war, then the doors of Swarga are open for you. Swargadvaram apavritam means if a Kshatriya fights in a battle and wins the battle, he will get a prosperous kingdom in this earth. He can enjoy Hastinapur kingdom. But if he is defeated in the battle, if he dies in the battle, then he will go to Swargalok and he will enjoy heavenly kingdom. If he wins the battle, he will enjoy earth. If he loses the battle and dies, then he will enjoy heaven. Because those people, those kshatriyas, those warriors who responsibly fight in the battle without showing their back to the opponents, even if they die in the battle, they are elevated to Swargalok. That's Vedic injunction. So Arjuna, whether he wins the war or loses the war, he will only get enjoyment. So, but if he avoids the war, if he runs away from the battle, what happens? Atha chetvam imam dharmyam sangramam nakarishyasi. If you don't do this sangrama, tataha swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapsyasi. If you don't perform your swadharma, then you will get papam, you will get sin. A kshatriya is supposed to fight for his right. A kshatriya is supposed to a kshatriya is supposed to protect innocent citizens from adharmic people. Duryodhan is a great adharmic person. If he rules the kingdom, what will happen to the citizens? Now, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Pandavas and Arjuna, they're supposed to fight with Duryodhan, defeat Duryodhan and take away the kingdom and rule the citizens and protect the citizens in a dharmic way. But if Arjuna gives up his dharma of protecting his innocent citizens and leaves these innocent citizens for the rule of tyrannic Duryodhan, he is doing a dharma. If Arjuna does not have the strength, that's a different thing. If he does not have the skill, fine, we understand. But Arjuna has experience, has skill, has so many weapons, he has so much of experience. So with all the capacity that he has been given, if he doesn't utilize that capacity, strength to fight for dharma, then he is doing a dharma. He is compromising on his kshatriya dharma. Therefore, Krishna says, even if you lose this battle, no problem, but fight the battle. Right? Because you have the ability to fight. And if you go away from this battle, akirti means infamy. Kirti means reputation. Then akirti means bad reputation. You will have bad reputation. People will think that bhayadranadaparatam. Bhaya, out of fear only Arjuna just ran away. Nobody will think that he ran away out of detachment or compassion. Arjuna was compassionate. Arjuna was detached from the kingdom and the royal pleasures. But people will not think that Arjuna left out of detachment or compassion. They will think that Arjuna became fearful, seeing Bhishma Drona. Bhayadranaduparatam. And avachya bahun, they will spread gossip about you. They will speak things which are very painful to you to hear. Nindantastava samardhyam. Samarthya means his ability. Ninda means they criticize. They criticize him. Tato dukkataram no. What would be more painful to you than hearing criticism? Arjuna is a very powerful warrior, an established military man. He had so many military certificates. He was the favorite student of his guru Drona. He fought with even Shiva also. He impressed Lord Shiva. He impressed Indra. He impressed Devatas. He impressed his guru. So after receiving so many military certificates, after being established as a great warrior, suddenly if he runs away from the battle, he will be subjected to bad reputation. People will criticize his abilities. Therefore, Arjuna, please don't run away from the battle. Actually, actions are visible, but motivations are invisible. We may perform actions with some intentions. Those actions are visible to everyone. Our intentions or motivations may not be visible. So people have their own perceptions and comments and their own explanations for our activities. So actions must be exemplary. You can have good intentions, but the good intentions must reflect in good actions also, in responsible actions also. And we need to behave in exemplary ways. For a Kshatriya, an exemplary way of behaving is not just running away from battle, but religiously fighting the battle and to the best of one's ability try to defeat the opponent, try to stand against adharma and establish dharma. Right? Sometimes public opinion matters. Now, this 37th shloka summarizes entire Sakama Karma section. Let's see. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसि महीं तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः. Krishna says, Hatova means if you die in the battle, prapsyasi swargam, you will attain heaven. If you die in the battle, you will attain heaven. Jitvava bhokshase mahim. Jitva means if you win the battle, then bhokshase, you will enjoy mahim, earth. Tasmad uttishta kaunteya. Therefore get up, O Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, Arjuna. Yuddhaya Kritanischaya. You perform your yuddha, your duty of fight with Kritanischaya, with determination, with a decisive mind. Don't be confused. Right? So this is the summary of Sakama Karma section in the second chapter Bhagavad Gita. I'll give one more summary of the last 7 shlokas. Essentially, Sakama Karma means you perform your activity, your duty, or your responsibility with a desire to enjoy the result. So earlier, Arjuna spoke to Krishna in the first chapter that, oh Arjuna, oh Krishna, even if I win this battle, I think there will be no enjoyment without my relatives. But Krishna is giving a logic that forget winning the battle, even if you lose the battle also, you will enjoy. Even if you die in the battle also, you will enjoy. Where? In heaven. If you win the battle, you will enjoy in earth. If you lose the battle, you will enjoy in heaven. Right? So let's see the summary. This one slide is a summary of entire Sakama Karma section. So Arjuna is supposed to fight. And the outcome of fight could be victory or defeat. He may win the battle or he may lose the battle. If he wins the battle, then he can enjoy the kingdom of Hastinapur in this earth. And if he loses the battle, he can enjoy in heaven. Because those Kshatriyas who fight with courage in the battle without showing their back to their enemies, they are promoted to Svargaloka. So he will enjoy in heaven. Clear? But if Arjuna does not fight, what will happen? First, papam. He will be incurring sin for avoiding his responsibility as a Kshatriya. Two, infamy, akirti, means he will become infamous. People will criticize Arjuna, nindantastava samarthyam. So if he fights, there is enjoyment. Whether he wins or loses, there is an enjoyment. But if he doesn't fight, there are three problems: sin, infamy, and criticism. Therefore, you should fight, right? So Arjuna was thinking it's like a loss-loss situation, but Krishna made it into win-win situation, right? By the way, is this the ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita? No. Krishna spoke Sakama Karma as a matter of duty, right? Yesterday we saw Jnana section. So Krishna tried to motivate Arjuna by presenting Jnana, knowledge, saying that Atma or soul is permanent, eternal, and body is temporary. On the basis of that knowledge, you fight, right? That's how he motivated Arjuna yesterday, means in the previous section. Now he's trying to motivate Arjuna through Sakama Karma section. Means whether you win or lose, you will only enjoy. Therefore, you fight. But the Sakama Karma is not the uh, ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita. It's just one perspective. He's highlighting one perspective. But this is not the concluding message of Bhagavad Gita. When I was speaking this to some children, second chapter to some children many years back, somewhere in COVID time, one child asked, Prabhu, why Krishna is saying Arjuna has to go to Svargaloka? We have to go to Goloka, right? Not Svargaloka. So Krishna in the Sakama Karma section, he said that even if you die in the battle, you will go to Svargaloka, therefore fight. You will enjoy there. But this is not the ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita. There is a higher feature, higher perspective than this. That is Nishkama Karma. And that Nishkama Karma is also not the highest one. Bhakti is the highest one. Arjuna is not supposed to fight with a mood of Sakama Karma or with a mood of Nishkama Karma. He is supposed to fight with Bhakti. That will come towards the end of Bhagavad Gita. Now we saw Sakama Karma. Let's see what is Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma means you perform your work, you perform your responsibilities, but Nishkama, you have no desire to enjoy the result. Whatever may be the result, you will do your duty. That is called detachment. Detachment from results. So beautiful shloka. Sukha dukhe me kritva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Krishna says that sukha dukhe same kritva. Sukha means happiness. Dukha means distress. Same kritva, be equal. Yesterday we discussed about equanimity. How to see happiness and distress on an equal plane. 2.15 shloka. Labha, alabha. Labha means gain, alabha means loss. Jaya means victory, ajaya means defeat. So be equal. Samaya kritva means be equal in happiness and distress, be equal in gain or loss, be equal towards victory or defeat. Tato yuddhaya yujjisva. Fight for the sake of fighting as a duty, as a responsibility. Forget about the outcome. Naivam papam avapsyasi. Then you will not incur any sin. Do your best. You may not be the best, do your best. You will not incur any sin. Because avoiding one's responsibilities is sin. Failing or not attaining a desired result is not sin. Results are not in our hands anyways. Krishna will establish this in the 47th sloka. But in the 38th sloka, he's saying this. Results are anyways not in your hands. Forget about the result. Do your duty. If you avoid the duty, you will incur sin. If you do your duty, you will not incur sin. And result is not in your hands anyways. So this is called Nishkama Karma. Now, happiness, distress, victory, defeat, success, failure, but be equipoised. Now, at this moment, Krishna introduces the concept of yoga. For the first time in the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, Krishna says yoga. What is yoga? Many times people think yoga means doing some exercises, Surya Namaskar, breathing, pranayam, or some other physical exercises, or some breathing exercises. Yeah, you can call that yoga, but real meaning of yoga is connecting our consciousness with God, with Supreme. Yoga means linking. Linking your consciousness with the Supreme Lord is called yoga. And that yoga can be done in four ways. According to Bhagavad Gita, Krishna presents 4 yogas. We saw it very briefly in our first session, but I'll go into detail now. So we can connect our consciousness with Krishna through our work or karma, or we can connect to Krishna through knowledge also, through meditation also, through devotion also, through love also, right? These are 4 ways of connecting with God. If you connect with the Supreme Lord through your work, it is called Karma Yoga. Linking our consciousness with Supreme through our responsibilities, through our activities, through our duties. As we are living in this world, we have to perform so many activities. So through those activities, through that karma, you try to connect with Krishna. If you're a student, you study and connect with Krishna. If you're a teacher, you teach and connect with Krishna. If you're a doctor, you treat patients and connect with Krishna. Means you do it as a service to Krishna, right? So that is karma yoga. Then knowledge. You can also connect with God through your knowledge. You can study the Vedas, you can study the literature, scriptures, and through knowledge you can connect with God. And through meditation, you can connect with the Lord. You think of Him elaborately for a long time. That is called Dhyana Yoga. Meditation basically means deep thinking, long term thinking. But ultimately, you connect with God through love, through bhakti, through devotion. Because this love or prema or bhakti includes working for Him. When you love Krishna, you naturally work for Him, you serve Him. When you love Him, you naturally know Him. You want to know more and more about Him. When you love Him, you meditate on Him, you think of Him, you always remember Him. Thus, bhakti includes dhyana, karma, and jnana. But if you're connecting with God only through karma, only through your activities, then it's not complete. Sometimes people may work for others without love. So, some of you may be working in different companies. All of you love your bosses or what? You're working for them, but you may not love the boss, right? So sometimes you may think of 10 people, but you may not love them. Therefore, dhyana doesn't include prema or bhakti. Similarly, karma doesn't include bhakti, but bhakti definitely includes karma. When you love somebody, you will serve him. A mother loves a child, definitely mother does so many things to serve the child, to take care of the child, right? Similarly, if you love someone, you will know that person. You are eager to know more and more about that person. But you may know 100 people, but you may not love all of them, right? So, bhakti is the ultimate yoga. So, we will discuss all these 4 yogas in the next 27 days. At this moment, we are sticking to only yoga word. Karma yoga we'll do in detail after 2 days. Then Dhyana yoga after 3 days. Dhyana yoga after 4 5 days. Then Bhakti yoga elaborately we'll do. Uh, Now, in this yoga, means in your attempt to connect with Krishna, in your effort to link your consciousness with the Supreme Lord Krishna, there is no loss. There is no diminution. Sometimes you may fight in a battle, you may lose the battle. Or you may begin some project and you may stop it in the middle and you may lose whatever effort you have put also. You have invested somewhere and you lost everything. But even if you invest 1 minute in this yoga, in connecting with your consciousness with the Supreme Lord, that 1 minute is also not lost. So Krishna says, Neha bhikramana sosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Neha bhikramana sosti. Even if you perform this yoga, swalpamapyasya, even slightly, even if you put slight endeavor to perform this yoga, then you will not lose anything. And trayate mahato bhaya, that slight performance of yoga, that slight effort to connect with Krishna, either through karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, or bhakti yoga, especially bhakti yoga. If you even slightly try to worship the Lord in some way, connect with the Lord in some way, that will protect you from the greatest danger. Right? That's what Krishna says in this Gita, in this sloka. Trayate mahato bhayat. Trayate means to protect, to save. Bhayat means fear. Mahato bhayat means great fear. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. You perform this dharma of bhakti yoga even slightly, that will protect you from even the greatest dangers. For example, Ajamil. In his beginning days of life, he has done some little worship of the Lord. He has studied some scriptures. He did some little yoga. But later, he became addicted to a bad lady and lost all his Brahmanical culture. And he committed all kinds of sinful activities. He was beating people, he was like robbing people, killing them to maintain himself. He committed all kinds of sins. But somehow, because of the traces of his past devotional life, some yoga that he has done before, he named his son as Narayana, little son. And Yamadutas came to take him away because of his sins. Then he said, Narayana, 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 Narayana. Then Lord Narayana understood that, oh, my devotee, Ajamil, is in danger. He chanted 4 syllables of my name, Narayana. So Narayana had sent 4 Vishnu Dutas. 4 order carriers of Narayana came to save Ajamil from these Yamadutas. Because Ajamil committed sins through body, mind, and words, 3 Yamadutas came to take him to hell. But here point is, even little dharma that he has done, even little bit of yoga he has done, saved him from entering hell. Later, he was given another chance. Then Ajamil realized his mistakes. He went to Haridwar. He performed bhakti for 12 years. Then Vaikuntha airplane came to take him to Vaikuntha. He was about to go to hell, but he went to Vaikuntha. Why? Because of doing little bit of yoga, little bit of effort to connect with the Lord. There is no loss. But one important point is, when you begin performance of yoga, you should have determination. You should not lose determination. Many times people get distracted or deviated from their yoga, bhakti yoga especially, because of distractions and deviations. So, if you have determination, you will be protected from all deviations. Therefore, Krishna says, Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushakha hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means one-pointed intelligence, determined intelligence. Ekeha kurunandana, O son of Kurus, Arjuna. Ekeha, those who have determination, they have one-pointed intelligence. They focus only on the goal. They don't get distracted or deviated, right? And they will definitely become successful. But bahushakhahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam, those who are not intelligent, those who are not determined, their buddhi will go in 10 different directions. So in yoga, directing your intelligence uh, towards the right goal is important. Having one-pointed intelligence and determination is important. You may feel that this picture looks more beautiful than this picture because this picture is single color. But here there are 5 different colors. It may look more attractive. But point is, this person is focused on one goal, one pointed goal. And here he is many branched. He is thinking of so many things. Of course, you can think of multiple things. Sometimes you may do some multitasking. But all these multiple things must be compatible with your ultimate goal. Right? Like, for example, you enroll for mechanical engineering in an engineering college. Under that umbrella of mechanical engineering, you may study 10 subjects, not one subject, 10 subjects, but all of them are connected to getting that engineering degree, mechanical engineering degree only. You will not have any medicine subjects there. You will not have any other history, geography, that kind of stuff there, right? You may have multiple things. You may focus on multiple activities. You may develop knowledge about multiple subjects, but all of them should be aligned with the same goal. Similarly, in bhakti, we do so many things. We worship Krishna, we study scriptures, we chant holy names, we do so many services. So, all these things are connected to the same goal of attaining Krishna. That is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Right? Not that you focus on only one thing. I will only eat prasadam. Focus. Focus on eating prasadam only. No other service, no other activity. Not that way. There can be variety of activities, but all of them must be synchronized nicely. They must be harmonized nicely towards attaining one goal. That is Krishna. Krishna Prema. That's what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Next. Yeah, I think I'll skip this example. Prabhupada says, a strong faith that Krishna consciousness, a strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Firm conviction we should have. So we should not have doubts in the mind. Oh, should I do this process or that process? Just have faith in this one process that will take you to the Lord. Yoga. Faith means unflinching trust on something sublime. Prabhupada also says in his purport that of all types of intelligence, the intelligence focused on Bhakti Yoga is the best. This is basically Krishna's message in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. 18th chapter. So determine intelligence. Okay. If we are not determined for anything, we are distracted by everything. Therefore, having one-pointed determination is important. But there are some obstacles for this determination. There are some obstacles for this vyavasayatmika buddhi, one-pointed intelligence. What is that? Two things, not one. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तयापहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते. The problem with an insincere practitioner or inattentive practitioner of yoga is bhoga and aishwarya. What is bhoga? Enjoyment. I want to enjoy on this material plane. Second is aishwarya, means wealth. I want to accumulate so much. People may have this much money, they want this much, this much, this much. They want more power, more money, more influence, more fanfare, more reputation. So they always want to aspire for more and more and more, right? That is Aishwarya, desire for Aishwarya. Then Bhoga means enjoyment. Why they want to accumulate more? To enjoy it, right? They ate this much, they want to eat more, right? Because of this desire for enjoyment and greed for opulence, Bhoga and Aishwarya, we cannot have Vyamsayatmaka intelligence. In short, if we are not determined in bhakti, if we are, despite knowing that bhakti is the topmost, yoga is the best, despite knowing all this, we are not determined sufficiently. What does it mean? It means that we are getting distracted by bhoga and aishwarya. We are running behind enjoyment, material enjoyment and material opulence. When we run behind material enjoyment and material opulence, we will not have determination in our bhakti. Clear? So, next shloka. One more problem. Sometimes there are some sections in Vedas that give certain falashrutis. You perform this vrata for 10 days or 20 days or 100 days or 1 year. You will get so much of enjoyment. You will get opulence. You will get a good rank in your exams. You will get promotion in your job, or you will get a good wife or good husband, or you will get so much money. So many allurements are there. Even if somebody comes to Vedas, studies the Vedas, they may just get diverted to karmakandic sections of the Vedas where so much of material enjoyment is promised there. And all this material enjoyment is under the umbrella of Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Temporary material world. Temporary material pleasures, high grade pleasures you will enjoy in heaven. Or you will enjoy great opulence. You will become a Raja. So people want that. So that is a distraction. Therefore Krishna says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryoga Ksheba Atmavan. Traigunya Vishaya Veda. Three gunas are Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Although Krishna is going to describe about these three gunas in the 14th chapter elaborately, he just mentioned this in the second chapter itself. Till now, he did not speak about three gunas. He did not define uh, how they influence us. But he just mentioned it because it's a well-known concept. But because we are discussing it for the first time in our Gita Pravaha course, let me speak a little bit. Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun are three forces that influence all the living beings in this world. How do they influence? By the influence of Sattvaguna or mode of goodness, we become very knowledgeable, sober, disciplined, truthful, and joyful. So that is Sattvaguna, goodness, right? But Rajogun means passion. That influences us to become very ambitious, very restless, wanting to accumulate more, wanting to control, right? So that is the nature of Rajogun. We become very restless. We want more authority, domination, and accumulation. then tamogun is a force in this world, material force in this world, that makes people very lazy, confused, bewildered, deranged, not having any determination, not having clear thought process, always being in some kind of delusion, right? So these are the three forces that act in this world, material world. So in the Vedas, so many topics are connected to these three gunas. Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Therefore, don't get allured by those sections of the Vedas. Of course, Vedas also have some great topics also. Ultimately, by studying all the Vedas, we are supposed to know Krishna. Let me jump to 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita for a minute. In this 15th chapter, Krishna says, in the 15th sloka, 15.15, he says, Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo Vedanta kridveda videva chaham Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo. By studying all the Vedas, you are supposed to know Krishna. Vedanta krit, he is the compiler of Vedanta. Veda videva chaham, he is the knower of Vedanta. But some people, by studying the Vedas, they don't know Krishna, they don't worship Krishna, they don't come to Krishna, but they get attracted or allured by so many karmakandic stuff there. They get attracted to the allured by the promises of enjoyment. You perform this vrata, you will get this result. You will go to heaven. Or you perform this yajna, this tapa, then you will get high grade sense enjoyment. They get allured by that. They will miss Krishna, the spiritual goal of all practices. They will be diverted by the material goals of material practices, right? So please give up this. Nirdvandvo, just be detached from all dualities. Nitya sattvastho, be situated in mode of goodness. Niryoga kshema atmavan, you don't focus so much on your yoga kshema. I will take care of it. Yoga kshema means our own welfare. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, very beautiful. Ananyas mam ye janaha paripasati tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Our yogakshema is Krishna's responsibility, not our responsibility. Of course, we have to work with God-given intelligence and God-given resources for our welfare, no doubt. But whatever efforts we are putting for our own welfare are ultimately given by Krishna. Resources are arranged by Krishna. Intelligence is offered by Krishna. Then also credit goes to Krishna only. But sometimes people become independently, they think they themselves as independent controllers. I can control situations. I can work for my welfare. I can work for others' welfare. They keep God aside. So that's what Krishna is trying to point out here. Next, unintelligent followers of Vedas get caught up in all this stuff. So you should not be like that. In short, Krishna spoke about yoga. He said we need to have one-pointed intelligence, Vyavasayatmaka buddhi, and obstacles to that one-pointed intelligence is bhoga and aishwarya, desire for enjoyment and opulence. And also, not knowing the purpose of the Vedas, if you are just following the Vedic karmakandic sections for high grade enjoyment, that's another distraction. Therefore, don't get distracted, stay focused in yoga. Then Krishna speaks the most important shloka here. I'm sorry, today I may cross time, maybe 2-3 minutes. Please bear with me. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भोर्मा ते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You perform your karma. You perform your duties, responsibilities. You have that adhikar. You have the right to perform the duties. That's the first point. Second point is ma faleshu kadachana. Although you have the right and responsibility to perform your duties, you don't have any control over the results. Phala means result or fruit. You don't have any control over the fruits, therefore don't be attached to the fruits. Just do your duties, right? Third point, ma karma phala hetur bhur. Even if you get some result by sincerely performing your activity, karma phala. Karma is activity. Karma phala means result of activity. So don't consider yourself the cause of the result of your activities. Hetu. For example, you fought in this battle. You won the battle. Don't take credit for it. You are not the cause of that winning. Or you lost the battle. Again, you are not the cause of that loss. Your victory or defeat are not caused only by you. I worked for it. How can you say I am not the cause? We are not completely denying that you are not you are the cause. You are the cause, but there are other causes also. There are 5 causes highlighted in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. There are 3 causes highlighted in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Let me tell you in brief now. Whenever some work happens, that work is not, that result of that work is not caused only by one person. There are 10 individuals involved. Right? If you, for example, you make a sabji, uh, you make brinjal sabji, for example, that's your favorite. That sabji came up very well, very tasty, but do you get all the credit? The farmer should get the credit because he grew. All the farmers who created spices, who grew the spices, they should get credit. Brinjal itself should get credit. Nature should get credit. Land, earth should get credit because that brinjal got all the nutrients from the land. And sun should get credit. Moon should get credit. Rain should get credit. Entire nature should get credit. And those who taught us how to cook, they should get credit. Your mother or father or whoever, or the recipe book maker, writer, they should get credit. So if you start sharing all the credit of your activities with all these people, how much credit is left? 1%? Half percent? 0.1%? That's only is left. Because without the ingredients, without this knowledge, without the nature, without resources, we cannot do anything. Therefore, never consider yourself the cause of the result of your activities. Ma karma phala hetur bhur. You are not the doer. The whole problem highlighted in Bhagavad Gita is Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. We think we are the doers of all our activities, but we are not. That's Ahankar. So, okay. So, third point is don't consider yourself the cause of the result of your activities. Now, somebody may have a question. I have to perform a duty and I'm not the cause of result and I should not be attached to the result. Therefore, why should I perform duty at all? Why should I work at all? Let me just give up all work. One may think like that. Then Krishna says, no, 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 don't think like that. Mate sangostu akarmani. Don't do akarma. Means don't abandon your duties. Don't give up your duties. You are not supposed to be irresponsible. You responsibly perform your duty with a detachment from the outcome. There is much more we can explain about it, but I think I'll conclude here. Our Gita Pravaha sessions are supposed to be very quick outline of Bhagavad Gita. So to conclude, Krishna says, Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Yogastaha, be situated in yoga, kuru karmani, perform your activities. Do all your activities with a spirit of yoga, with a spirit of connecting with God. And sangam tyaktva, give up attachment to the results. Siddhi asiddho samo bhutva. Siddhi means you become successful. Asiddhi means you become a failure in performance of duties. You may get success or failure. No problem. Samo bhutva. You stay equipoised. Samatvam yoga uchyate. That samatva is called yoga. That equanimity is called yoga. Clear? Whether you get happiness or distress, success or failure, victory or defeat. You sincerely perform your duty. Don't be attached to the result. That equanimity is called yoga. Right? Be equipoised. Yesterday also we discussed about equanimity. Today also we are discussing about equanimity. Yoga means linking our consciousness to the supreme. Means going from material platform to spiritual platform. If you are getting overwhelmed by success and failure, victory and defeat and happiness and distress on the material platform, how are we ready for spiritual platform? So be neutral, be equipoised. That neutrality, that equanimity is yoga. Hare Krishna. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.